Today we are making homemade sloppy joes. This recipe is in Dining on a Dime cookbook on page 117. Michael put the link up there for where you can buy our books. And don't forget, until tomorrow we have Dig Out of Debt, Penny Pension Mama, menus from dining, and quick and easy menus on a dime. Quick and easy menus is all the menus and the recipes. Menus on a dime is just the menus, but it's using all the recipes from Dining on a Dime. So that's how it works. This here is Mom's book on 500 Ways I Lived on $500 a month. And then this Dig Out of Debt is just a collection of a bunch of our articles on our website that there's over 1,000 tips on how to save money in here. So that's our books. To make homemade sloppy joes, this is a $5 recipe. I'm making the entire dinner for $5, including all the side dishes and everything. I don't buy a can, I don't buy a box, I make it all from scratch. And it takes me like 5 minutes. So I'm going to show you how I make my homemade sloppy joes. So first of all, I pre-cook my hamburger in a 5-pound chub. And I pack it in freezer bags, and then I just freeze it in about 1-pound portions. There's 6 of us. Well, there's 7 of us. Wait a minute, how many are there of us? There's 7 of us.
But only 6 of us that eat.
But about 6 of us eat every night. And so I feed about 6 of us with about a pound of hamburger. And, oh, by the way, you like my apron? Here. Isn't that cute? So Mom made this for me. My birthday's next week. And Mom made this for me and sent it to me. And look, she even made, can you see? Oops, I just whacked the lamp. Can you see the little watering can? She put little hearts as water droplets. And then she used rickrack on the pockets. And she used the same rickrack to make these little tiny flowers on the top. And right here she put a button and made a little flower stem out of the buttonhole. And if you notice, it's gnomes, because I love gnomes. This was a pajama top that was just slightly too small. I mean, it was just small enough that it was uncomfortable. And so she made me a little apron. Isn't that cute? So I love it. I officially have a gnome apron now. I'm so happy. Yeah, and for my birthday, Mike and the kids usually always get me some kind of gnome because I love gnomes. Actually, I should show my collection of gnomes, I guess. I have probably 50 or 100 gnomes. I don't know. I have quite a few. Okay, so back to sloppy joes. Put on your apron so you don't get all dirty. And I take my pre-frozen ground beef and pour it in my pan. And this is already pre-defrosted.
Jared said happy early birthday.
Oh, thank you, Jared. Jared told me happy birthday, so thank you, Jared. And what? Oh. Okay.
Oh, and lots of people love the apron.
Yay! Yeah, didn't Mom do a good job? I really love it. It's really cute. Okay, so you put if you don't have your ground beef already frozen or already cooked and frozen, just brown your ground beef. And if you want to use a whole onion, a medium onion, you can brown that with your ground beef. But I use onion powder because my kids don't really like onions very well. So I use onion powder in mine. So to make it, we're going to put in, oh, and this recipe is at livingonadime.com. Right now it's on the front page, but you can just type in sloppy joe and you'll find it. So you put in lemon juice. And guess what I forgot? The brown sugar. Can you hand me the brown sugar? And then garlic powder. Oh yeah, look at my, here, let me show you this one. See my cute little hummingbird? Aren't those cute? I got those. I just love the fancy measuring spoons. It makes things so much more pleasant. And there's the brown sugar. Okay. Onion powder. Salt. And I just sprinkle my salt, so I just estimate. Worcestershire sauce. And again, I'm making a $5 dinner tonight, homemade Sloppy Joe's. The entire dinner is $5. And then I went to get my ketchup, and look at that. I am out of ketchup. So what I'm going to do is take my handy dandy ketchup packets. See all these ketchup packets we've collected? And I'm going to take and just get the amount that I need in my little measuring cup, because I don't run to the store when I run out of something. I don't run to the store. I make do with what I have. If I didn't already have these packet of ketchups, I have homemade ketchup in Dining on a Dime, and I would have just made some homemade ketchup, which is like super simple. It's 3 ingredients, so it's really super simple. But I never ever run to the store to get anything. Once in a while I'll call Mike and have him maybe bring some cheese or something home if we're having tacos, and I forget cheese or something like that. But usually when he stops, it's not anything for dinner, it's just other stuff. Okay. And there is the amount of ketchup that we need. Voila. And let's see, I got the salt, lemon juice, brown sugar. And then you just stir it around. I think this is a little bit more than a pound. I think it's about 1.5 pounds, actually. Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to squirt a couple more ketchup packets in here. Do we have any questions, Mike, while I'm...
LOL, ketchup packet saves a day, says Karen. Sometimes I'll add a bit of water to my ketchup bottle to get it all out.
Yep, yeah, I add a little bit of water, especially if it's a recipe like this, but I just wanted to show you guys how I use the ketchup packets up and don't let them go to waste. So
Patricia says tomato sauce, vinegar, and molasses would work.
Yes, that's pretty much what my ketchup recipe is. It's tomato sauce with cinnamon, which sounds strange, but it's that extra little touch that you need, and a little bit of sugar.
Tamara says she puts homemade maple syrup in hers.
Okay, that's a new one. I haven't ever heard that. Homemade maple syrup? Tamara puts homemade maple syrup in hers? Wow, okay.
A couple people were asking about the time.
The
I
time?
think they maybe checked in earlier and didn't see you.
Oh, we've changed our time to 4:30 in the afternoon because noon was just cutting too much into our day and we just could not get anything.
And it's mountain time.
Yeah, it's 4:30 mountain time and we just could not get anything else done because the videos were, or the live feeds were just cutting into our day too much. So there we go. Okay, so there is what the homemade Sloppy Joes look like. And then we will put it on a bun. Should have got a better spoon.
The camera guy's being sloppy.
Uh-oh.
It goes with this, it goes with the theme.
Then you have homemade Sloppy Joes. Or homemade, what were they called? Manwiches.
Manwich, or I've heard it called a variety of things.
So then what I do is, hope I don't melt anything or burn the house down. So then for dinner, I just sliced up some cucumbers that we'll serve with ranch. And then cherries are on sale this week for $1.48 a pound. The cucumbers were 50 cents. So everybody's having some cherries. And then I actually got the buns for free. But from VBS, they were left over and they just let me have them. So this whole meal cost me about $3.50 for 6 people. So there you go, and it hasn't even been, well, it's been about 5 minutes. So, so this was a super, super quick dinner. And this is one of my favorites because it really is easy to make, and I can just get it on and be done. And move on to more videos, right, dear?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to sit down for just a minute and answer some questions.
So we had a few people that said they came in late. Can you pull it back towards you so we can see it?
So I made homemade sloppy joes, and I was showing how I fed 6 people for under $6. This is going to be our dinner tonight. And the recipe is at livingonadime.com. Mike put the link in the Facebook description, and it'll be in the description below if you're on YouTube. And what else? Someone asked about my dish towels. Aren't they cute? So I have a whole collection of these. So I'm just going to be putting them up just for decoration. But I have the link in the description below for those also.
So Angie says you can make it ahead and freeze it.
Yes, Angie said you can make it ahead and freeze it. Yes, you can. You can make up a 5-pound chub of hamburger and just, what is it, quintuple the recipe? I don't know how you would say that, but just 5 times the recipe, and put it in bags and just freeze it in freezer bags. And then you can just pull it out and just defrost it if you want to do that also, yeah.
Sue says looks kind of dry, and somebody else says doesn't seem very saucy.
Well, we don't like a ton of sauce on ours, but if you want, just add more ketchup and brown sugar. So yeah, it's no big deal. I make it, it's not really dry, but I don't like sloppy joes. I mean, I don't know. Can you see it?
It doesn't taste dry.
No, it doesn't taste dry. Maybe it looks dry because it's not slopping all over, but I don't like sloppy messes, so it's not real liquidy.
Your mom did say you can double the amount of sauce if you want more.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, you can just put in more ketchup and stuff, and or just double the recipe if you want. It running all over, you can do that. Yeah.
Julie says, can you explain how this is $5 or less?
Okay, so
because she says where she's from, a pound of ground beef is almost $5.
Okay, so Julie, I don't know where you're from, but here I can get ground beef for about $2 to $2.50 a pound. So I use 1 pound of ground beef, then my buns are $1, so that's $3.50, and then my vegetables or fruit is another $1 per serving. So that's how I get my $5. So that's for 6 people. Today it's about $3.50 or $4 because I got my buns for free from VBS. But this week cherries are on sale for $1.48 a pound, and cucumbers are 50 cents each. And so like for the little kids, I just give them a couple of cucumbers or carrots. I don't give them a huge serving. But yeah, that's how I do $5. I mean, it is $5, and your prices are going to vary depending on where you live. So if you're in New York City, of course you can't get it for that cheap. Or if you're in Canada, yeah, the prices for groceries are higher, but you have free medical. So you just kind of give and take in different places. Just because you can't do it for $5 doesn't mean this isn't an inexpensive meal for you also.
Patricia says Chinese hoisin sauce would be a nice variation.
Yeah, Chinese hoisin sauce, I've heard of that. Yeah, that would be good on the, instead of sloppy joes.
We just had one person asking if you had any suggestions for something to use for the brown sugar if you're diabetic.
Well, for the brown sugar, you could use something like Splenda or stevia or something like that. You wouldn't have the mapley flavor. if you can use maple syrup, you could use that. That would give it kind of a brown sugary taste. So you could do that instead.
Janice says, I make sloppy jalopies, sloppy joes and hollowed out baked potatoes, topped with shredded cheese, and it's very good.
Oh, so Janice says, in case I'm repeating, in case you guys can't hear Mike, she said that she took hollowed out baked potatoes and put sloppy joes with cheese on there. That would be really good. Yeah.
Libby asked, did you drain the grease off the hamburger? She didn't see that. And then she says her mother-in-law made wonderful sloppy joes. And then she talks about kind of a little how they did it.
Yes, I drained the grease off previously before I froze my hamburger. And how I drain my grease is I put it in a colander and run the hottest water that I can over my hamburger. And that kind of melts the grease the rest of the way and gets it on down. And I just do it in my drain. I have no problem. I use really, really hot water. And so my drains always stay clear because I'm always running hot water through them. So if you have a problem, drain it into a can or something. But I do just put mine down the drain.
Jesse's asking, where do you live at hamburgers so cheap, or are you buying 70/30?
I am living in Colorado, and this was 80-20, I think. I live in northern Colorado on the Front Range, northern Colorado, north of Denver. So, yeah, I mean, I just shop when it's on sale. When it's on sale, I stock up, and I'll buy 10 or 15 pounds and cook it all up and break it into freezer size portions.
One of the readers, I didn't see it was, asked if you freeze bread.
Yes, so Mike didn't know who it was. Do I freeze bread? Yes. As a matter of fact, these buns were frozen. These were from the church, but you can see they come out just really nice. I mean, so I just freeze my bread, and then when I'm ready to use it, I set it on the counter and defrost it.
Oops, sorry, caught me looking away. There aren't any comments on YouTube, even though there are a lot of viewers. Let's see, where do you...
So if you missed today, I'm talking about how to make homemade sloppy joes. You can go back after we're done and look at me making the recipe. This takes 5 minutes literally to make. I mean, just 5 minutes. Even if you're browning the hamburger, it takes like 7 minutes. And this entire meal was $5 for 6 of us. So, 75 cents a serving is really a good deal. So
a number of people are asking if you do meal plans for the week.
Not really. I just did that today, and I'll show you. So I just today wrote out some meal plans because I've been having a really hard time because I've been really sick. I have chronic fatigue syndrome with fibromyalgia, and I've been really sick, and nothing ever sounds good to me. So I went ahead and wrote some out. But what I do is, here's the menus in our, it's in our Dining on a Dime cookbook here. But what I do is I cook pretty much with what I need to use up that day. So like today I had the buns that were from the church that I needed to use up. So I tried to think of something that I could use the buns with. So I made homemade sloppy joes. And then tomorrow we're going to have hamburgers. And then with the leftover buns, I'm going to make homemade croutons. But what I do is I have a list of dinners here. And what I do is just pick out something that sounds good or that I need to use something up. So what I do is kind of keep a list of 10 dinners that are easy to make, that everybody likes, and then I just rotate through them. And we do go through times where I'll fix grilled chicken 3 times a week because I'm tired and I don't feel good and I don't feel like thinking about it. But I did just this week make out a menu plan. I'm ordering groceries. I get my groceries online and they deliver them. So I did today, and I'm going to go through and see if this will help with the food. We don't eat out. We just, when I don't cook, we just have every man for himself. But yeah, I don't normally do through the week, which I should, but anyway, yeah. I just keep 10 dinners on hand and pick through that.
Heidi says, I think it looks great.
Thank you, Heidi. I'm glad you like it.
Let's see. Okay. I'm still looking through stuff. You want to?
If I want to keep talking.
Oh, Patricia says, how old are your kids?
So Patricia wants to know how old my kids are. They're 18, 17, 17, 13, and 7. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Jean asks, where do you order your groceries from?
I get them from Walmart.com. Is where I get them. I mean, I get them from Walmart Grocery Delivery. They deliver here in Colorado, so that's where I get them from.
And let's see. Debbie says, I'm going to try this tonight. It looks so good. Love all your videos.
Well, thank you, Debbie. Yes, try it. It's really easy and it's yummy. And, you know, like I said, if you want more sauce, just double the recipe. But we don't like it dripping everywhere, so.
Maria, I think, is not from the U.S., but she says, I never heard of this recipe before. Is it very typical? Is there any story behind the name, ingredients, etc.?
So Maria wants to know, is this a typical recipe? Yes, a lot of Americans eat this. It's Sloppy Joe's, and it's hamburger with a sauce on it. It's kind of sweet tomato sauce. I have no idea where the name came from. I guess I should have looked it up, but it is a typical American dinner. Yeah.
Tanya says you look fabulous.
Well, thank you, Tanya, that I look fabulous. Thank you.
Oh, and Songbird is here, and Heather Junker's here, some of our regulars from the Noon Show.
Yay! Hello, Songbird. Glad to see some of our regulars. Yeah, we moved from noon. Sorry. Okay, well, Mike's checking the rest. Checking. I'm going to let you know one more time. Our Dig Out of Debt, Penny Pinch and Mama, Menus on a Dime, and Quick and Easy Menus is all 50% off this week. We are clearancing these out. We're not going to be reprinting these books. We may or may not be reprinting Dining on a Dime here. Just go to livingonadime.com and click on the store, or if you're on a mobile, click on where it says click here for our books.
A couple people are asking how much is the book, and I think they're referring to dining.
So dining is $21.95. And I don't remember the prices on all the other ones. I think this one's like $6 something.
It's $6.48 when it's half price.
$6.48. This one's probably $6.48. I think this one's $3 something, and this one's about $8, I think, on sale.
That's only until the sales.
Only until tomorrow night at midnight Mountain Time. The sale. Yeah. Any other questions?
Robin says, I can't wait till my Dining on a Dime book comes.
Yay! I shipped out a whole bunch of books Friday, and then I ran out of printer ink. So the rest of the orders that came over the weekend I'll ship tomorrow, I think, is when I get my new printer cartridge, so I'll do that.
Patricia's asking if this will be our regular time for the show now.
Patricia, we are hoping this will be the regular time right now. We're giving it a try. We aren't sure. School starts in a month, and this may or may not work. If this doesn't work, then we're going to move it to 9 o'clock in the morning Mountain Time and see if that will work better. We're trying to do it around our family schedule, but still be able to have a time where we can consistently be live. It is kind of running into our dinner hour here. It's almost 5 o'clock. So that is a little bit harder for us, but I just got to thinking, man, if I just cook dinner on air every night, that'll make it easy and I'll have content and you guys can see what we're eating for dinner. So, yeah.
Sherry was asking, would the books get delivered to Canada?
Okay, so Canadian orders of the books. Sherry, I am very, very sorry, but the print books cannot be delivered to Canada. There is a Canadian law that prevents us from shipping them, and what they do is they confiscate them at the border. Customs confiscates them, and we don't know, the customer doesn't know, that books just disappear. So you can get the ebooks though if you live out of the country. The other problem was the book is $21.95, so dining's $21.95, and the shipping outside the US was $35 for one book. So we just can't justify shipping it even for the cost. So if you have a P.O. box or something over the U.S. border, you can. But I'm really sorry. We tried.
Oops, sorry. Jared says great prices. Let's see. Tina says glad you're feeling better.
Oh, thank you, Tina.
Somebody said which church, and were you talking about our church?
We go to, well, do we want to say where we go? I don't know.
I don't know.
We go to, I don't know. Well, we go to, okay. We go to Grace E. Free in Longmont is where we go. It's an evangelical free church. So we really like it. We spent a couple of years church shopping in Colorado and really didn't find, thankfully, so.
Grace read that.
Yeah, we really like it.
Oh, somebody else. Somebody asked, is it expensive to? Oh, Cheryl says, is it expensive to have the food delivered? When my kids were home, I used to make a big batch of sloppy joes, and the next night I would add or make it into chili.
Okay, Cheryl wants to know if it's expensive to have my groceries delivered. It's $7, and it costs me almost that much to drive into town to get them. So no, it's not. I pretty much break even. Now that gas prices are lower, it may cost $2 over what I would pay for gas. But that is certainly worth it for my sanity because grocery shopping was just about to give me a breakdown every time I went. So
somebody asked if we had a $5 recipe for. Oh, Carol asked do you have an economical recipe for the stuffed bell peppers among your $5 meal collection?
Yes, I do. So if Michael if Mike will search for stuffed peppers on our website at livingonadime.com. Sorry.
Wait, what was that website again?
Livingonadime.com. Type in stuffed peppers.
Fast stuffed green peppers?
Probably.
10 crock-pot recipes.
10 crock-pot recipes. We have a crock-pot recipe that's really good for stuffed peppers. And yes, I do that one for under $5. Also, especially this time of year, peppers are 50 cents each here. You can sometimes find them $3 or $4 for $1. And you could take those and pre-stuff them and freeze them and then just throw them in the crock pot when you're ready. And actually, now that I'm talking about that, I might do that if they go on. They were on sale last week, but I might go get some and do that because, yeah, they're really good.
Heidi asks, do you ever buy from Sam's Club or buy in bulk?
So Heidi wants to know if I buy from like Sam's Club, Costco, or bulk. Yes and no. So my son bought a business pass for Costco and gave me one of the personal passes. So I went for the first time about a month ago. It's not really a good deal. If you're going there to save money, you're not going to save money. And we have an article, Mike, if you can look it up, called Warehouse Stores Wearing Out Your Wallet. And the point of that is I can find things on sale for just as cheap or cheaper than going to Costco or Sam's, and I don't have to worry about lugging, 18 pounds of pancake mix or, 20 pounds of ham or whatever. It's just not a good deal. And then you have all these huge items you have to use up, and quite frankly, I don't see what people see in it. We went the other day, and they had some good different things, so I don't hate it, and I would probably go back, but I certainly would not pay for a membership to go. If I didn't get a free membership, I wouldn't go. So that's my 2 cents on Sam's and Costco, and I know tons of people disagree with me on that, and that's fine if you enjoy lugging that huge stuff around. Go for it, but I just don't have the option to do it, so.
Alyssa says she likes to include vegetable soup in her sloppy joe recipe, and then she links to a Taste of Home thing.
Oh, yeah. So who said that?
Alyssa?
Alyssa said that she puts vegetable soup. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, that would be good. Yeah.
A lot of people love it on Aldi's.
Yeah, Aldi's is really good. I guess that's my thing with Sam's and Costco. When we lived in Kansas, I could go to Aldi's and it was a lot cheaper and a lot less stressful. So if you have an Aldi's, use it. It's great. We live in Colorado. We don't have one now. We do have a Save-A-Lot. It's not as good as Aldi's, but it's okay. So I'll shop there now and then. But I get, for my prices here, Walmart, and then I price match. So.
Yeah, Heather says, I can't imagine trying to do a warehouse shopping trip with fibromyalgia.
No, it's a nightmare going to the warehouse stores with chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. I mean, my daughter and I went, and I was dead. She was dead for the day, and she's healthy. So, yeah, no, yeah. Sorry, I don't want to be too down on it, but it's just not what everybody says it is. So, I mean, it's okay, but
Big Bear's just checked in and he says, "Did you guys get the recipe?"
oh yes, Big Bear Homestead, hello. I just got the recipe today. So we're going to try, let's see, was it watermelon pork tacos? I think he sent me. So I'm going to have to get some pork tenderloin and try that out. Actually, I might have one in the freezer. And I'll try that out and see. I've never heard of that before, so.
Birdie says that they have Save a Lot and Aldi. She prefers the Aldi, but Save a Lot, but likes Save a Lot too.
Yeah.
And then Julianne says, I find the ground beef seems like a better quality from Costco in the 6-pound packages, which are nothing with teen boys.
Yeah. You know, I mean, Costco can be good for a few things like that. So, like the ground beef and that kind of thing. But, you know, like I said, in general, it's not really a good deal, so to speak, I guess.
All right. I'm not seeing a lot more different questions. A lot of people saying that it looks really good and they're planning to make it for dinner tonight.
Yum! Well, good. Maybe I should just have dinner with Tara every night. $5 dinners with Tara every night. Okay. So don't forget, our books are 50% off. But guys, I'm going to be back on as soon as we eat this dinner, and I'm going to be making homemade soap. I got an order for some cherry soap that I have to get done, and a lot of people ask me questions about it. So I'm going to show you how I make my homemade soap probably in 30 or 45 minutes, so probably about 5:30, 5:45 Mountain Time. So if you want to join me back then, please do, because I'm going to be making some cherry homemade soap. And we will see you tomorrow at 4:30. And I think tomorrow I'm going to be talking about how to stop your neighbor's dogs from barking, which is crazy, but it's one of those things that just drives me insane. And in the 10 houses or so we've lived in, we've had to use this method in, I think, 5 of them. Best thing we ever did. And I'm going to tell you guys how we stopped our neighbor dogs from barking. So, see you tomorrow. Go enjoy your $5 dinner. Have a good night.